Right now, I just got to school. It is still first hour, so I have a lot of time right now, and I'm just gonna use this time to order some things for my Art 2 class that I want them to do in the next couple of weeks. So this is my setup. Currently, my computer is thinking right now. And I just have my planner on my lap, and I'm just sort of, doing the thing. Okay, update on the pencil situation. This is like 5 seconds later. I was searching in the Amazon department called Home and Kitchen for white charcoal pencils, so that's why there was only like one result that came up. But I just searched all departments and there are plenty of packages of white charcoal pencils, like 6 pieces. I see 6 pieces for $6.84, so it seems like a good option. I think we're good on that. Ooh, I'll show y'all what this project is gonna be. So this is the storage room that I have in my classroom. It's really big and really nice. And I have a bunch of my old artwork. This isn't mine. I'm a type B teacher. I don't organize that well, but so this is a bunch of my artwork from whenever I was in high school, and I kept like everything, and I'm really happy that I did because I'm gonna use these as examples for my students because I just teach art 1 and 2, and a lot of these are art 1 and 2, but I wasn't in high school. I was in art 1, 2, and then talented art 3 and 4. So this is what we're doing with the black paper and the white pencils. Something like this. I think I'm going to narrow it down and ask them to draw some type of shoes. I was gonna let the students choose any object to do that project with, but half of my Art 2 students are really serious about it, and they would choose like nice detailed objects, but then the other half might try to get away with just drawing a circle and shading it, and I want to push them a little bit more. Of course, they can choose like shoes that are less detailed if they don't feel confident in their skills enough, and then the higher, or the kids that really want to push themselves, can choose like more detailed things. So I guess it could be very versatile, and it's also helpful to give them a direct like prompt too, because some of my Art 2 kids have never actually been in Art 1. They just didn't have any more room for Art 1 to put them in my Art 1 classes, so that's why they're in Art 2 and they're still a little bit beginner. It's helpful to have a prompt for my students so they don't feel like, okay, what am I doing? Like, what does she want from this? And then they just scribble something down and turn it in. It's hard to grade that because I'm grading on effort. Some students do put in a lot of effort, but their work still might not look the same as someone with just like more skill, more practice behind them, but it's the same amount of effort for both students, you know? Like if I were to practice playing basketball, I might be putting in the same amount of effort as like an Olympian basketball player. Do they have Olympic basketball in the Olympics? No. But like I would be terrible at basketball, but someone that's been playing for years and years and years, they might be putting in the same effort, and obviously they're just better because they've practiced. They've had all that time to practice. So yeah, effort. Okay, let me get back to my desk. So here is what I'm going with, I think. I don't think I'm even gonna go to Michael's because I know it's probably gonna be more expensive. So this is a pack of 50 sheets for, what was it, $12 or something? $13. And then this 12 pack, oh, I need to buy 2 of these. 12 pack of these for $10.99, so $34. I am getting reimbursed for this, so this is like gonna go on my things for my classroom list, and I'm lucky enough to work somewhere where they reimburse me for like $500 worth of stuff. And I do have like an art supply fee as well, but it's just easier to get it from Amazon really quick than to think ahead and order it in bulk and stuff like that, which I could do. But anyway, this is what I'm going with. So here is what I got. I got 24 charcoal pencils. They are white charcoal pencils. So my students can draw on this black paper. So this is just my left hand. We're shading. I think it's gonna work pretty well. They just look like this. And I am very excited for this project because I really enjoyed it whenever I was in high school. All right, Avalon. Avalon is our class mascot. I have pictures of her all over my classroom. And then here is what we're doing with Art 1. It looks kind of funky right now, but we're gonna be doing like 1 point perspective autumn trees. So here's like a really quick sketch on the board, if you can even tell what it is. It's gonna look like if you are laying down outside and looking up at the trees. So 1 point perspective means that you have a vanishing point, so everything gets smaller the further away it is, and everything closer to you is bigger. Kind of like how it looks whenever you walk in a room. So I just wanted to show my paint setup. I got this idea off of art teacher's Facebook group to use magazines for painting pads. So the kids just put their paint on here, and then after they're done, simply tear the paper off and then use this page for something, for more paint. Okay, so I'm going to quickly, and we're actually going to do the leaves first, which sounds kind of weird, but I got this tutorial from a different art teacher. I haven't done this project before, if you can't tell, but we're gonna just kind of scatter little dots of leaves all over, kind of like pointillism. And then the trees and the details will go on top of those leaves, and you can draw all the branches like that. So we'll do that first, see how the students react. But here is my palette. The black paint looks a little worse for wear, but we're gonna work with it. And yeah, to start this project off, all I did was do a light layer of some kind of sky colored paint. Some of my kids are doing like a sunset colored paint for the background, so which is cool. It's gonna end up looking pretty interesting. And what I mean by light layer is that I was kind of going back and forth and dipping my brush in water and using acrylic paint with that, just to kind of spread around the color a little bit more. But that was step 1 of this. That's what we did the first day. And then, yeah, now we're gonna draw the trees on there and then do the leaves. Okay, so here are just the beginnings of the leaves, that step. I'm going to have them do this like last today before they go in and paint the trees. We're not painting the trees today. First, I just wrote this up there. We're gonna go outside and sketch 1 point perspective trees. And then we'll come back in, they'll draw the outline of the trees on the painting, just so they know where they're putting their leaves. Because I noticed that as I was doing this without any direction of where I was putting the tree trunks, it was kind of like, okay, well, I guess I'm just kind of making it up as I go, but some of them might need that direction. We're gonna just use red, yellow, and white or black to scatter the leaves around. Tomorrow when they come in, it'll might be nice and dry, so whenever they go and paint their trees, it won't like, the paint won't mix in with the leaves here. So yeah, it's about time for these students to come in here, and I still need to grab those paper towels. So, see my empty paper towel thing. Yeah, we're messy in here right now because we're painting. So let's go. Hi. So it's already halfway into my 5th hour break. We've been going outside for Art 1, like I mentioned before we were doing that project, and they really enjoyed going outside. Luckily, it is a nice, pretty day outside. I thought about going out last Monday whenever they were here sketching like the first little bits of their trees, but the weather was kind of iffy and it was already like the end of class. So I'm really happy that it worked out this way. And one kid even was like, oh my gosh, we're going outside. And I was like, yeah, we're going outside. Going outside with my Art 1 classes has made the day really fast for me, which I knew it would. And then, so I have 2 Art 1 classes in the morning and then 1 Art 2 class. That was the bell. I'm still on my break though. So the way my schedule is that my 2nd and 3rd hour is Art 1, and then 4th hour is Art 2, and 5th hour I have off. And then 6th hour is another Art 2 class, and then my last hour is Art 1. So we're going outside one more time today. Hopefully that class does well out there. Like I said in the previous vlog, that class is a little bit wow. Well, it's not the whole class. It's definitely not the whole class, but yeah, you know how it is. Also, it's 7th hour. There's kids outside my window now. I'm gonna go. Okay, we are back again with our autumn trees, and all I did today was paint on one layer of one of my tree trunks. So I have another one right here. So I'm kind of gonna keep that one blank for right now, just so I can show them what the one layer of paint looks like, how I painted it. I'm gonna show them that as a class, and then I'm gonna show them coming back and painting one more layer over here. And while the paint is still wet, I'm gonna put in the details. Like I mixed this grayish color, and I'm gonna just kind of go through with little lines to put in the details of the tree bark. So I'm kind of just treating it like chefs do on food shows, how they already have the thing baking in the oven whenever they're making it, and then they pull it out and it's like done. So yes. And then here is what we're doing today. So we're painting the first layer of our trees, hold in front of the fan to dry. So I have a fan over here. I'm gonna point their direction so they can just kind of hold it there to dry, and then paint another layer on your trees while it is still wet. Blend in the details with another color. And then for people that were absent yesterday, here's just kind of a basic thing of what we did yesterday. Outline your trees on your background with a pencil, mix different colors, and paint on the leaves and around the tops of the trees. So it's like shorthand notes up there on the board, but I would explain to them, you know, what to do if they're not sure. And of course, encourage them to ask me questions if they still don't know, like how exactly to paint the leaves, stuff like that. So yeah. Here is the final product of the first one that I started. I really like the way the trees came out, and the leaves are cute. If y'all want a full tutorial on how exactly I did the brush strokes and everything, like step by step, really clear, I'll totally do that. I can do another one. And here is another one that I did for my 7th hour. I like the colors in this one a lot, but the branches came out kind of weird because I didn't do the leaves first. We started this project on a Monday and we didn't have school on the Tuesday. So this project only took 4 days for the students that were here every single day. It was really just 4 steps. So step 1, the background. We painted the background, let it dry for the next day. Step 2, we went outside for about 15 minutes, sketched some trees, and then came back inside, and they had about 30 minutes to dab on some paint for the leaves, or maybe 25 minutes. Day 3 was to paint the trunks and all the texture on the trunks and everything. That took about a day, and if they were done early, they could work on homework. And then day 4, which is today, they just put on extra details. They finished up, added more leaves if they wanted to, added more texture. This is a great week-long project, I think, for hour-long classes, or the classes are 50 minutes. I hope you enjoyed this whole day in my classroom. Actually, it spanned about a whole week, but it's still, this is just how I prepare for my lesson. I come in and just sort of do the project with them and show them step by step, and any pointers that come up and any tips I think of, I just share with them. Let me know if you like these types of videos. I can make more like this. I enjoyed taking you along with the planning and all the stuff that I do for my classes. So